We are here at Sea Otter Classic, which is North America's biggest bike show. There's tons of cool brands here, and that also means there's tons of brand new cool tech. So we're going to go around the whole show, find it all, and share it all with you. So we've come over to Super Strata, and what we've got here is a completely 3D printed bike. Now, as you can see, you are missing that seat tube. Now, the reason they've done that is actually purely just to make it pretty eye-catching, which I think we can all agree it's a pretty bold design. Now, this is the first thing that they're offering, and they are all completely customizable. So they're made to order, and they're going to be made for each and every person's individual geometry. Now, as you can see, the tubing is pretty fat, and the reason for that is because of that missing seat tube. So they had to really bulk up those seat stays and chain stays to make sure that it was strong enough, basically. Now, you might be wondering about price. And these actually start off around the $3,000 mark, and they can go all the way up to $7,000, but that is purely spec dependent. Now, at the moment, they're only offering them in this hybrid build. However, in the future, there's a good chance they're going to be moving into that road market. The one thing that I did find slightly surprising was that the weight of this frame is actually 1.5 kilos. So for carbon fiber, it's not massively light. So it'll be interesting to see if they can bring the weight down for a road model. But still very cool, and it's very interesting to see that 3D printed technology is really starting to come alive, and what's actually capable, because as you will also be able to see, we've got a built-in rear light here, and at the front we've got a built-in front light, and it really opens up that question of, if you can build something completely custom, you know, how integrated can you keep things? But either way, it's a very cool looking thing. So I've popped on over to Kogel. Now, Kogel are famous for their ceramic bearings, and I think they might also now be famous for their pretty jazzy looking setups on their pulley wheels. Now, amazingly, that you can fully customize these. So you can have any color jockey wheel with cage, with bolts, with even the covers like these ones here, and then even the back of it as well can be changed to be a different color. So you can end up with a pretty wacky design. So you've got a few different color options there, and like I said, all of these individual pieces can be completely customized, so you can really match it to your bike, which I think is a really nice feature. So there we go. If we need any proof about how smooth their bearings are, I think that perfectly illustrates it. Now, inside that bearing there is their full ceramic bearing, so that means you've both got ceramic balls and ceramic races. Now, they also offer all their bearings as hybrids, which means that you have a steel race and ceramic balls. Now, obviously, this means that you essentially get that every single day speed and performance. This kind of a bearing, which is the full ceramic, that's going to be perfect for your race day bike, your Sunday best, when you've got ideal weather conditions. But for example, we have here, this is one of their hybrid bearings. So there you go, that's the real difference between the two. As you can see on the right there, we've got that full ceramic bearing, and then on the left you've got the steel races with that seal. But it means that it's going to last a lot longer, and it's going to be a lot more resilient to weather. So carrying on with that 3D printed theme, we have got some 3D printed helmets. Now, these ones are only available in the US at the moment. These are all completely custom made, and they use this hex pattern inside for that main construction. And you can also see, and you might be able to notice, that it is missing a retention system. Now, that is because they have built in some springs into the shell itself, and then you've got these pads which sit on your head, meaning that the shell of the helmet itself floats on top of your head. It's an interesting concept. They are going to be available with vinyl wraps, so they're not all just going to be black, and you can fully customize it for whatever you want. It is very interesting to see all of this 3D printed tech here, and let us know down in the comments what you think about it, because I think at the moment I'm a little bit on the fence. Okay, so we've come across to Vitus and they have got this on display. This is a prototype bike, as you can see, and this is the Venon, and they are dubbing this their all-road bike. Now, when it comes out, which will be in 2023, they're going to be doing it in two different versions. They're going to do an all-road gravel version, but then they're also going to be releasing it as a road version. There's going to be a couple of different specs on it, but I was just talking to the guys here, and they're saying that they've taken a lot of learnings from ZX1 and their other kind of race bikes. So this really is going to be for your fast gravel, quick racing. That is what it's going to be for. So there's a few little nice touches on here. You'll be able to run it as a 1x, and you can see there you've got the removable braze-on mount. You've got the drop seat stays, you've got the fully integrated head tube. So, I mean, as a bike, I think we can all agree that it looks really quite clean. Now, one thing that they did mention is that this hasn't been a UCI approved frame, so it won't be able to be used in any of the UCI races. Potentially those rules might change as the need for wider gravel tyres increases. And with that new World Series that's going to be happening later this year, the rules may have to change to allow bike manufacturers to meet more of those rules. Now, as you can see, finishing kit, we've got prime wheels, we've got prime handlebars and an FSA stem. This is the same one actually, and the same custom cover that's used on the ZX1. I think it's fair to say it does look really nice. I think it's that integration which just really helps clean it up. But yeah, there we go. This will be coming soon. So I've just popped on over to Fizik, and here they have this saddle, which has been recently released as of today, but obviously by the time you're watching this, it would have already been out for a little bit of time. Now, as you can see, it's utilising their 3D printed construction method. Now, this one here does have carbon rails with a composite shell. However, I have been told that they will be offering a 00 version fairly soon with a carbon shell, so you'll be able to shed even more weight off of it. But what this allows you to do, and with this construction method, they can build up the density of the supports in different areas around the saddle, and they can do it over different and really small sections, meaning that the support is graduated. So where you need it thicker, where your sit bones are going to be seated, then they can really build up quite thick. But in the middle, where you've got your pressure relief channel, obviously they can make it quite thin, so it's got a lot of give. But come to the sides, come onto the wings, and yeah, really, really supportive. This is going to be available in two different sizes. Really interesting to see, actually. I think the 00 version with that full carbon shell is going to be really, really very cool to see. So I've come over to Velotoze, and they really are starting to branch out now with what they're offering. And what we've got here is a vest, which you can wear indoors or outdoors. And what you've got here, you've got a few pockets. You've got a couple on the back here, and then you've also got them on the side. And now this vest comes with ice packs, so you can get those frozen in your freezer, pop them into the vest, and then if you've got a particularly strenuous indoor session, then you're going to stay super, super cool. Now, the guys here were also saying that you could also pack those pockets full of ice, so when you're out on the road, outdoors, in a particularly hot climate, that's also going to really help keep you cool. And, you know, it's an incredibly important thing, especially if you're outdoors, just from a safety point of view, but it also just means you're a lot more comfortable. So for those indoor sessions, being able to stay cool is obviously something that's actually quite tough to do. Now, obviously there's plenty of great fans out there, but this takes it to a whole new level and just keeps your core incredibly cool. So yeah, really nice to see from Velotoze, and be really keen to try one of these very soon. So we are clearly at Stages here. Now we're going to jump inside very quickly to look at their brand new computer, and as you can see right here, we have got the brand new Dash M200. Now it also comes in the L200, which is the larger size, so you get that bigger screen with a bigger battery capacity. But the key features with this one, and their kind of headline feature, is that they offer automatic profiles. So what that's going to mean is it's going to auto-populate your data screen when you're riding. Now it is also fully customizable, so should you want to just put in your own data fields and customize it via the app, that is something you can definitely do. But if you're changing the computer between bikes, then it's going to mean that maybe you don't have all the same sensors from one bike to the other. So it will mean that with the automatic profile, it's going to auto-populate and you're not going to have blank data fields, and it's going to utilize utilise the screen space that is available. Now this one is incredibly easy to configure, and that is because one, you've got these 4 buttons at the bottom here which make it incredibly easy to navigate, but it also comes with an app, so you can control all of your data screens via the app, and you can also drop locations via the app and then beam that route over to the head unit. So it's an incredibly easy thing to use actually, and this is being distributed via Stages and also the Giant network as well. So if you have a Giant dealer or Stages near to you, then this will be very easy to get your hands on. It looks pretty good. I think actually I'm not a massive fan of the gloss screen. I think I do prefer something which is a little bit less reflective. I think it is going to mean that occasionally you are going to get some glare off of that screen. That being said, it still looks quite nice. As you'll also be able to see, this uses the standard Garmin quarter turn mount, so if you've already got a Garmin mount, this will fit straight on there, nice and easy. Now one more thing about that mount is that you can also mount it the other way around. So if you want to run your dash horizontally, you can do that as well. So it is actually rather versatile. Okay, so I've just jumped into Lezyne, and one product that they've come out with, which is going to be hitting the stores fairly soon, is this one here. And this is the Lezyne Pocket Torque Drive. Now it's a brand new product from them, and essentially this, as you can see, is pretty small. And it does come with a frame strap, so you're going to be able to put that on the bike. And essentially it's going to allow you to torque your bolts kind of on the trail or on the road or on the gravel, wherever you are, in a really compact, neat little way. So you've got the actual drive here itself. You've got a whole bunch of adapters there. You've got this little tool here, which sits towards the top here, and that's what allows you to alter the torque setting. And then you've also got this little bar here, which then allows you just to get a little bit of leverage, which slides into the end here. You can see that there, and essentially that's gonna just allow you to get that leverage and use that tool with a bit more ease. So yeah, really nice little offering there, and yeah, just gonna allow you to make sure that whenever you're tightening a bolt, you're doing it to the correct torque setting. So there we have it. That was all the brand new tech that I found at the Sea Otter Classic Festival. I particularly really like the 3D printed tech, and I think it shows how the industry could be moving forward with innovation. But let us know your favourite stuff down in the comments below. If you enjoyed the video, drop it a like, subscribe to the channel for more content, and I'll see you again very soon.